Happy Tuesday! Hello! Hello, CPO. Hello, Esper. Good to see both of you. There I am! Hello, it's good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad to see you. How was everyone's weekend? How was everyone's Monday as well? I'm not... After a full week, I think I mentioned this on Friday, it was very weird to stream for 5 days and then not see everyone for a few days. But, oh, you got sick? Oh no. Are you okay? I hope you're feeling better. But yes, it was very strange. I'm very glad to be back here again. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. It's our first post-debut week, so we're doing good. I have been working on uploading VODs to my YouTube as well. So that's something just to mention right off the bat. If you haven't seen a VOD, because I'm not affiliate, they get deleted in 7 days. But I'm just working on uploading those to YouTube. So, you know, you'll be able to catch them. I just want to reassure everyone because they're gonna start disappearing. One might already have disappeared, maybe the haunted house one, but that's up. So we're good there. I am a little bit unprepared today for talking, but I am very glad you had a good weekend, CPO. And I am very glad that you're doing better, Esper. Just at the tail end of it, yeah, that's fair. I hope you've been resting plenty, and yeah, it is. But you know, they'll be archived. We'll be able to watch them in the future, and then a year from now, I can look back at them and go, "What the fuck?" I do already do that a little bit with the Haunt the House stream, not because I am embarrassed of it in any way, but specifically because of the audio filter problem I have. I was kind of listening back to it after uploading just to make sure everything was okay, and listening to my mic get cut off every few seconds was a little bit embarrassing, but we're good. What else for today? I was going to make my hot cocoa today. I still haven't tried the pumpkin spice hot cocoa. I know. I said I would, and then I did not. And especially going into streaming too, I was planning to like start a routine where every time I streamed, I would go make myself a cup of hot cocoa first and have that to start the stream off. But I don't know. I haven't done it yet. I still gotta try it because pumpkin spice. Yes, it really is hot cocoa weather. Yes. Getting chillier, at least for some people. I know the southern hemisphere is entering sort of their summer now, but you know. So again, for me, all weather is hot cocoa weather. So maybe I'm a bit biased. Maybe it's not hot cocoa weather for some. For some, it's just December, which is fair, I guess. But I feel like you can treat yourself a little bit earlier. And yes, yeah, the scuff, the cringe. But, you know, it'll be nice to be able to look back, I think, and kind of judge how things have improved and stuff like that. Because I am actively improving. You can see that I have remembered to put my commands into my title now as well. So people know coming in that they can yippee on command. And then I also have socials and I have alert command as well, if that appeals to anyone. But yeah, it's so nice to see you guys. I miss you all so much. I didn't do much this weekend. I kind of just kind of a resting. You know, you're a ghost. There's not much I can do in just the forest here. I have been exploring around a little bit more, so, but that's about it. That's about it for me. But did anyone do anything interesting? You know, any plans? Yippee! There's the yippee! I don't know why I'm so delighted to have that, but I am. And that is something I'm going to keep free as well. I will have other sound redeems as, sound alerts as redeems. I'm excited up a bit. But yippee will always be free. Yippee will always be free. No cooldown. Well, maybe some cooldown later on, but no. Feel free to yippee at your heart's content. My goodness, I cannot talk today, which is kind of a problem because I'm going back to streaming today. But you know, we work with it. We are all good. We are vibing. So today we are back to Slay the Princess. In case you didn't see the first one, that VOD is not on YouTube quite yet. I'm hoping to get that up there tonight, but it is still on the Twitch channel here. So today is going to contain a little bit of spoilers if you haven't seen it quite yet. But, you know, very cool game. And I would be happy to have everyone join me. It is well, we found out about a bit of an overarching plot last time, but otherwise it's kind of a time loop game because there's different routes we go through and stuff like that. So it'll be fun. It'll be good. But I leave it up to your discretion whether you want to watch the VOD first or whether you're just gonna hang out with us. Either way, I am happy to have you here. I'm happy to see you. But we're gonna be continuing with that today. So, another thing as well. I worked on my PC over the weekend. I'm committing war crimes, making my PC water cooling safe to run in the winter. I hope it went well. I'm just kind of for getting this PC ready for streaming. I'm just now kind of familiarizing myself with the different parts of the PC and water cooling and all that. Mine doesn't have that yet, but I've been looking into it maybe for when I upgrade eventually. But good to know that that's a war crime. Yeah, because I guess water cooling in the winter might be a little bit, that would make sense, yeah. But yeah, what was I about to say? I did adjust the audio levels as well because I was quieter than I liked to be last time, or the game was quieter than I liked it to be. So I bumped it up a bit. I did some testing before stream, but please do let me know going into it if you guys need it to be louder, if you guys need it to be quieter, if I sound too quiet to hear, you know, let me know. I do want it to kind of match my voice a little bit softer, obviously, just so I can speak over it as needed, but you know, we adjusted that a little bit, so it should be a little bit easier to hear everything. But yeah, I think that's all I have to talk about before stream. I am very glad again to hear from everyone, to see everyone. I see Esper is here. I'm very excited for that. But let's go into it. Without any further ado, let's switch over to the screen. Gaming screen. As I do. What did we have? I think we had display. Oh, what was that? I think we had display lighting on. Yes, that seems correct. Just a little bit of the vibes, just a little bit. And as before last time, content warning for this game. It can get quite graphic. It does have flickering effects, so, you know, be safe. There is a full list of... Here, actually, I might... No. Because I do have the graphic violence warning on the stream, so this should be okay. But in case anyone needs any specific trigger warnings, that is over at blacktabbygames.com, I believe. And it does spoil the game a little bit, but you know, safety first. Everyone's got their things. I have my things too. But yes, just content warning. Oh, and I forgot as well, I need my cursor on for this game because we have our little cursor that changes. And let's go into it. I am very excited to see how the rest of the game plays out because we had that sort of overarching plot twist kind of going on last time. So, I know I keep repeating it. I am very excited. This game makes me very excited to play. But we'll get into it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, so last time we met, of course, my favorite. I'm a little bit biased. We met the Spectre. So that was really fun. And we also did a little bit of the beast route, which was sort of us going in kind of on the princess's side and then deciding, you know, maybe this is a little bit suspicious. We don't quite trust the situation. So I think this time I do want to go back to that and kind of finish it, because last time we dipped. We died twice and we just fucking left. So I think that's kind of where we're gonna go today. And then we'll probably have time for another round as well. But we kind of asked some clarifying questions before. So I am going to... Are these questions different? A little bit, maybe. But yeah, the Spectre route, I guess I should mention, was also the, you know, narrator says slay the princess, we go ahead and slay the princess. So that was that route.
I'm talking
for those who
about
weren't
the
here.
end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put an end to her.
I'm waiting for a specific... Yes, this one. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I have the chance to meet her face to face. We gonna riz the princess today? I was tempted to. I was going to riz the princess the first time, actually, but then we kind of decided, you know, not too sure about this situation, not too sure. But we could do that as well, actually, if that's kind of the vibes. Hello, Luca, welcome in. Perhaps we're figuring out if I'm simping or not. But good to see you. Hello, welcome in. Yeah, we could riz. We could riz. I do eventually want to go back to the beast route, but I suppose we did see that last time. At least a bit of it. So maybe we do. Maybe we do. Because I also am very interested in how the route I'm thinking of goes. The riz route, I guess, is what I'm calling it now. I guess I've committed to that. But, yeah, let's do that. Because anyways, we kind of learned that she can be friendly if we don't kill her last time, right? She can be friendly. We made friends with the ghost. I mean, she called us killer the entire time, but sometimes that's how it is. Let's see. If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess.
I don't know.
Danger comes if she gets out, which she will unless you do something about it.
Do you have any evidence to back this up? I don't think we
already on the path that leads to the cabin.
Went down this long line of dialogue before.
To complete a very important task. You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
What happens if she gets out then?
The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very...
Oh no, maybe we did.
She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
Have you maybe considered that the only reason she's going to end the world is because
While
she's locked up?
I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
I don't know.
Before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Okay.
Causality doesn't
You can
matter
try.
here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
That pussy is dangerous. He's speaking from personal experience. Is that the plot of this game? Are they just X's or something?
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Mm-mm. Okay. We'll do the... I'm not committing to anything. I think maybe she can be nice based on what I saw last time.
A word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right?
Right.
She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
We will proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We don't need it because we don't want to do it right.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
I'm trying to be nice.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
Well, I do want to save her, but I do think she can be a little bit threatening as well so far.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Oh, fuck. No. No, I did not. Maybe we should have gotten the knife. Or was there something else?
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
I was blinded. I didn't think about this. Do we even talk? We know what we're here for, right? She's a princess, she's locked up. We're the hero. Let's just see if there's any new options here.
Okay.
I want to see the face of my tier 3 subs. I still haven't quite decided what the sub badges are going to be once we do hit affiliate, actually. I had a couple ideas. Well, we'll see. It'll be a little bit of a surprise for everyone, me included. Is there anything new here? Should we ask her name, maybe?
Oh.
I don't know if that'll affect dialogue.
Carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
And no changes there. I believe we've gone through kind of every other option. Luca. Princess Royal Highness. Yeah, we could combine it. Your Royal Highness Princess. I feel like even she would get annoyed with that one. I can't believe they've been keeping you here like this. Getting you out of here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
I do collect keys, so maybe we need to just go through the key collection a little bit. Do you have the time? Do you have like a couple months? I actually don't have that many, but I feel like I forget which ones
Whoever locked
didn't
the
work.
princess away it intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
No, that's fair. If there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around there somewhere. If not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. We can do that, but let's see if she knows anything.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
Maybe. Ooh. Okay.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
You're very relaxed about that. I would prefer not to. I would prefer not to.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
Yeah. Ma'am.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Well, I suppose, but I don't know. Because this is a new situation, right? Like, she hasn't had a stranger come down here saying, oh, I'll save you before. I feel like, in that case, I would be a little bit more hesitant in my situation of, you know, maybe we look for another way first, and as a last resort, then cut our way out.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
That's not good. Is there someone else here? It's weird. It might be like chewing off your own leg in a bear trap type situation, you know. I just feel like I would still like to try something else. Surprised she hasn't tried gnawing her way out before you showed up. It is weird that she waits till we're here before she starts making escape attempts.
Is someone else here?
Let me out?
Shouts
Question
and
mark?
pleas are met with silence.
No.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Okay. We'll find another way then. We'll find another way.
Make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
And what were you saying about gnawing her way out of there, Esper? This is where the content warning comes in as well.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Oh?
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just find it funny that you specifically said gnawing.
Or we could use it to free her.
I like that idea more. I like that one.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I do think I will. Save the princess. There we go. See, we don't even... He knows what route he's on. He doesn't even want to try and slay her.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
She doesn't seem to care much for the pain. Or much about the pain, rather. That's a very docile face for getting your arm chopped off.
Cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
That's a cute smile, though. Besides the, that situation, that is a cute little smile.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
She has an extremely high pain tolerance, I suppose. Let's go get that locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Now, excuse me.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
I'm the one doing the possessing around here. Well, I guess not last time. But in general.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
Oh. Wait. Warn her.
Stop that.
No.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right? I'm
trying not to.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
No.
The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
Oh.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Stay strong.
I've died a few times. It's okay.
It's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
That's the way. Oh no. Not the pegging time.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I do feel a bit bad that she has to do this, though.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
It doesn't seem like it.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound. It won't be long before you bleed out.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have closed the basement door then.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, she's crying. Oh, that makes me feel bad.
With one last
Look at
thrust of the
her.
knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Damsel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Love how he makes it our fault. Yeah. Again, he didn't have to close the basement door, and he also didn't have to fucking possess us. But sure, it's my bad.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. That seems apt in the situation.
Tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
So that is the kind of a knight situation, huh? Voice of the simp, yeah.
Our beloved?
Our beloved.
Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. So all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
Yeah.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Milady.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Come on, Adrian, say your catchphrase. What exactly is my catchphrase? Let's proceed.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Oh, milady.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
The hero does not like how boisterous this one is. I'm not the voice of the simp. Listen.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
It is very nice in here suddenly. I like this. We do have the mirror again. I'm curious to see if that one is gonna change.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's hear what this new voice has to say about...
There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here.
Oh, he is love-struck, huh?
In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror. Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done?
OMG, Spectre starts with S, Simp starts with S. No. No. Not the allegations. Let's see what happens if we approach.
Walk up to the
I have a
wall next to the
feeling, but...
basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
I do wonder if it'll
This really
change.
isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
How could we ever have a feather out of place? Absolute disgrace. Do we want our dagger here? I mean, last time it did come in handy. We'll just enter. I have no intention of slaying her now.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Very lavish for a place in the woods.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
Oh, her dress is more frilly now. I kind of like it. But she looks very sweet all of a sudden. I mean, she did before, but... you know, the art change. Is the room smaller as well? It kind of feels like it is a little bit.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
So she remembers as well, though.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing, and she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
I can't get over this voice. My guy.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Another Spectre AU? No.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible. Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Confident.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
Let's not. This is just gonna make her feel guilty, I think. What happened after I died? I am curious about that one. If she has any of awareness of the goings-ons. The going-ons. Let's do a little apology first. Let's be civil. I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect.
No.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Oh. That was a very simple answer. But does her awareness not... well, we know she remembers the loop, at least. But for her, maybe it was a more seamless transition? I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
A little bit of a people-pleasing thing, I think, with her. We will try to come up with a solution that does not involve you losing an arm this time.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
She's our ideal, yeah. Well, it was talked about last time how she changes based on perception. So in this one, I suppose we're perceiving this as a very heroic tale of knights and princesses. Maybe we'll find a dragon. Who knows? Dislocates her thumb. That would still be preferable to losing an arm, though.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Here's the thing, though. With the perception thing, she isn't in control of it, is she? I don't believe so, anyways. So I don't think that is evidence. Because for her, I feel like it's maybe uncontrollable. But before we started talking, did the world end? Did you end the world? I don't mean to be accusatory.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Oh dear.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
I have no feelings one way or the other about the world ending. I would prefer it didn't, otherwise I wouldn't be able to have my lovely chat here with me.
Then I didn't end the world.
Okay, that's settled, I guess.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself. I'm not so sure.
Again, I don't think... I think she worked with what she had for the situation that she was given. Monster, he clearly hasn't seen Twin Turner and doesn't know people are into that. Yeah, there's the other thing, right? Even if that said something about her was evidence about being a monster. Well, let's rescue her.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess,
You'll what?
Take over our body and force
yep.
us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon.
I mean, we dealt with it last time.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't.
Ooh.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
Convenient, though. Very convenient. Yeah, I like how she's drawn. I don't know. I like the frills. I like frilly outfits. I don't know. I think frills are nice.
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Two great things about the situation.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
Oh, how sweet. Not the voiceless smitten, please. You think from her POV you're just talking to yourself in 3 different voices, but it's too polite to ask about it. I believe only we can hear them. I believe. Last time we had a bit of a possession situation with the Spectre, and then she was able to hear the voices and the narrator, but I think for the most part she is oblivious. Or not oblivious, but unable to know. Damn, she's dead. Hi, Angel! Good to see you, welcome in! We're playing Slay the Princess. How are you?
One slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
I'm good. I'm excited to be here again. I missed everyone. Were you up to anything this weekend? I'm curious. I didn't do much.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
What do you want to do? I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a answer of whatever you want to do, but it's polite to ask. He says that yet he was busy slaying Bushly. Not much, honestly. I watched the FNAF movie though. How was that? How was that? Still haven't seen it. We're working on it. I'll get to it eventually. But how was it? Did you enjoy it? What do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
Oh.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world?
Yeah.
You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The
princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
There it is. I knew she'd ask eventually. I knew. I liked it. Not the best movie ever, but very enjoyable nonetheless. Hope you can see it soon. Yeah, I hope so too. I will definitely make time for it. I will find time for it. But yeah, I just look for a movie that I can enjoy. Even if it's a little bit rough around the edges, I don't mind. But I've heard mixed reviews. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't. But I'm glad you did. I'm glad you had fun. If we could get ourselves stuck in the classic loop, I want you to tell me what you want. I don't think she wants to end the world because we've already established that we don't want it. And I feel like she's gonna say, well, you don't want me to. So therefore I won't. My favorite moment was when Freddy dabbed. Hold on, are we... I don't know if we're joking. Does Freddy dab in the movie? Maybe sleep on it, ice emoji. Yeah, maybe. I mean, she has been stuck down here for a while. Maybe she's just been more so thinking about that. We have time. We have time to figure it out. No, Angel. I am a bit suspicious here. Oh, I paused my chat. The teehee makes me a little bit suspicious that I am being messed with. I want you to tell me what you want, but I don't think she knows what she wants, really. Maybe we can kind of implore her. There must be something you want.
I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
Yeah, but there should be, Yeah, but you need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire happiness around me. I want you to make me unhappy? No. Let's do this one. I'm glad you want to make me happy. And I suppose in this situation, I would want the same. Because we are taking the Riz route. But you gotta have another aspiration. Now that would be my move. I want you to make me unhappy. So Angel, I don't know. I'm a bit suspicious. Ooh, the music got a little bit scary there. You're gonna tell my imaginary BRB to make my life miserable, BRB. Yeah, what was I gonna do this one?
That's what makes you happy.
No.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar.
Oh.
You're starting to trust me now?
I did wonder last time, the last screen there, it seems like the art style is changing a little bit to be more simplistic, cutesy, and I feel more confident in saying that now. And you can hear the music is getting a little bit distorted. Ooh, very distorted. Yeah, yeah. It def did. Yeah. Now this is getting a bit eerie. But what would make you happy?
What would make you happy?
Oh! Thing is, you're pushing the world, yeah. It's the... Oh, that's a question mark as well. Yeah, we're kind of pushing her further into...
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
You're trying to make a simple world more complex and that's breaking it. Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're trying to kind of pushing outside the expectation here a little bit. So we've been set in a world that's meant to cater to this. Yeah, that's an interesting way to think about it. I am a little bit curious about this option. But I'll do this one first. You want something more than just making me happy.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Oh.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
Oh. Yep. Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting that now. Yep. Also, you might have realized the world already ended. Yes, I noticed the void creeping in the background, but I wasn't sure. I thought we would leave before it got to us. But maybe we'll see that entity again then. And some of you will be newly introduced to them.
No. She was our perfect match.
Oh, I didn't read that, but hold on. We'll cover our bases. You don't get the chance to ask another question. Something has taken her away and it's left something else in her place. Yes, there's that mirror again.
She's gone. Where did she go?
Silvio,
Should we try
yoink!
and find her? And is that a... Why is it here? Why now?
I'm curious what the Smitten thinks about this. I don't know where she went, and I don't even know how we'd go about looking for her.
She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
I can't believe she was taken away from us.
The nerve. I was expecting more of a heroic, we must find her situation. Instead, he just seems mildly upset. The narrator is gone, though.
Does that mean the world ended?
Does seem so.
The villain vanquished.
And I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
Dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
I would like to.
Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
I don't know.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
We must. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. Hello. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. See to the cabin. Hello again. You are at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet. brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, we don't remember anything. Or at least the player character, I guess would be the word, doesn't. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Let's see if any of the dialogue here has changed, because this is a very important place to be. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
We didn't do this one last time. Solitary lights? What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
Yes, that's about what I thought it would be. We did this one before. Let's see. I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me.
Yeah.
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Gift of a fragile
Yes.
vessel.
Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
That was the sort of dialogue change that I was wondering. I do want to see this is anything
She
different.
is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
We didn't do this one last time because the Spectre seemed pretty happy to be free in that way. Like I compared before, kind of a going into the light. But this route, I feel like we can see what this option is. That might be a little bit more fitting. Though I do think the damsel probably would give a response of, does that make you happy? Or like, do you want me to be out of here? But I do want to ask or see what happens when we try to escape this entity.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me.
Yeah, with the void slowly creeping in behind us.
I promise that it doesn't hurt.
That's good, at least. At least it's peaceful.
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Did I ask this last time? And what if I don't let you do this to me? I might have.
Then we will be here forever.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
One of these times we will wait. One of these times we will wait. We will see what happens if we really don't want to go along with this plan. But how many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found. that
Mhm.
there are to find. I
Okay.
am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
So we have 2 out of however many. I honestly don't remember how many routes are in this game, but that's okay. For now, we will allow ourselves to forget again. But like I said, I do want to, at some point, see what happens if we wait in this void.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I will say the achievement there that I just got referred to it specifically as, what was it? The deconstructed damsel. So I imagine that's probably the ending of that route, but I imagine things would change a little bit if we didn't push her so far into the people-pleasing aspect. Want me to tell you how many endings there are? You can if you'd like. I used to know, because the demo had, I believe, either all or perhaps they ended or like added a 15 in total. That sounds right. Yeah, because the demo had a lot of them. I don't know if they added some, but I do kind of know most of them, I believe.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
No clue how many you need for the true ending yet, though. Yeah. I'm not sure either, but like I said, we will go through all the endings, even if we kind of have to go back post true ending, and do it that way. So no worries, we won't miss anything. What are we feeling this time now? I do kind of want to... I know what we should do. There was the option there to let the possession happen, and I think I'm going to lead us down that route. Let's see. Let's kind of prompt ourselves into...
While I approve, nevertheless, and before you decide causality, it's no use unless, of course.
Just because we've been through some dialogue, I'm probably, the more we play, going to kind of... once we kind of know the route we're going for, I'll kind of skip through some dialogue, but I am going to try to keep most of it there. But right now, I'm very specifically looking to prompt the... the one that says maybe we'll kill her. Because I'm not sure if that affects the route. Forget it, I'm not doing this.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
This one. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess
That
we'll
one.
just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's go in.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm here to save you again.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever.
I do feel a bit bad knowing that what's about to happen we aren't going to resist this time. She still seems very excited for it.
I hope you brought
So-
something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the
Oh,
end.
maybe I should have brought the knife in right away. That's my bad. I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
Oop, I didn't mean to cut him off there. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chain somewhere in the cabin. And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
We know how this ends.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try
Just
the door,
try the door.
but it's locked from the outside. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Not for the purposes the narrator mean, but maybe I do think maybe I should have taken it. Just to
Easier for whom?
have it conveniently there for arm severance.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
That's okay.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
It's still so feral though.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
We're going to do it that way anyways.
Fine.
It is a bit interesting, and I'm not sure if it has to do with our dialogue choices earlier, but it is interesting that there is no choice to back out of saving her right there. I'm wondering if that's something that we can do later. I'm not quite sure. I don't quite remember. I remember certain routes, but I don't quite remember how to get to all of them. But that's okay. Plenty of time to explore all of our options.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
And this time, we're just gonna let it happen.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast.
Oh?
She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time?
I suppose we were, because we already knew we weren't going to resist.
I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
I very much do not.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she uses to tear through her arm.
Yes and no. Yeah, yes and no.
But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart.
She's beginning to look a bit animalistic again, isn't she?
It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric.
I can't entirely blame her for being upset. Knowing that we could resist, but didn't.
If we're lucky,
It is a betrayal.
the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world.
I stepped away for 1 second, she went sicko mode. Yeah. This princess is not quite what she seems. You might have picked up on that a little. But she can be vicious, if given the right reason.
It can't just end like this, right?
But I do have a feeling that despite what the narrator said, the injury we gave her will not be quite enough that she's able to bleed out.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
I do also demand an apology here, because last time, I mean, the princess killed it last time, but this is now twice that our death is directly responsible, or the narrator is directly responsible for our death. I'm just putting it out there. Not the best leader here. So I guess he means well. Chapter 2, The Witch.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But I already slew the princess, sure, but she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again? I don't think we got her, to be fully honest here. I appreciate the confidence, but based on what we've seen, I have no doubt that the princess was just fine. Even just in this route, I mean, she was able to kill us with only one arm. She's going to kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
Well, I do appreciate the flattery. I'm not quite sure.
If she doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
And who do we have with us this route?
Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
The opportunist? Interesting.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
All right. Nice save. Sure. We can't trust her. That's what we meant. I'm curious if this has changed. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? I don't think it'll have changed, but always good to check every once in a while. There are a lot of dialogue changes in this game, just very small ones that you can catch as you go through the routes. So I'm just trying to check in every once in a while just to make sure we're not missing anything interesting.
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
If you would, please.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We were just weighing our options in a morally ambiguous situation. You can't blame us for weighing our options.
I mean, last time it is very directly that we did listen to him, right? I mean, not at the start, I suppose. But, I mean, we died because we didn't resist.
I can if you failed to slay the princess, which you apparently did. So great. Congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? That's a very good point. This princess character seems like a lot of trouble, and if you think about it, actually slaying her probably breaks us out of this cycle, right? We don't want to be stuck here forever, do we?
Well, from the perspective, that's fair.
You're laying it on a little thick, aren't you?
Maybe.
Laying it on a little thick? What are you talking about? I'm sharing my honest opinions. What matters is that almost everyone seems to be on the same page. So whenever you're ready, you can stop dawdling, get to the cabin, and save the world.
Let's go on then.
A warning before you go any further.
Yes.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry, I think we've taken that lesson to heart at this point. You can trust us to get the job done.
what he said.
The interior of the cabin is a mess
Ooh.
of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
How interesting. This looks very different.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's take a look at that mirror. I just want
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Opportunist doesn't have much to say about that right now.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I know it's maybe a bit of an overkill, but I would like to check that every time that I come through here, just because I'm not sure if it'll change at any point. Obviously, it's a reference to the mirror that we keep seeing in between worlds. But I'm not sure if there will be any sort of Easter egg or, if anything will change. Should we take the blade or not? We're not entirely on the narrator's side here. But maybe just to be safe. Let's.
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's not actually a bad idea.
That is maybe the right move here. Let's not put her on guard.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Skitters?
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Oh. This is a very different voice. I suppose fitting of a witch. I'm not nasty. Don't be mean. Let's just say hello.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
I can't deny that.
See? She knows us. Is this enough for you to believe what we've been saying? Maybe, but you shouldn't let that cloud your judgment. She's just a princess. As long as you remember that and remain focused, slaying her will be easy.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
I mean, she did just say she remembers what we've done, so I'm not quite sure. I don't know.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is.
Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
That's fair. It's good to get everyone's opinion.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
But maybe the latter is true in this case.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
Oh, I love her design in this route.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
Yeah, she's kind of crouched in the corner waiting for us.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
Well, we've been immediately caught. It was a good idea anyways, right? The effort was there.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like she already knows you. I guess what you said back in the woods really was true.
I suppose after a bit of our betrayal there, she appreciates the honesty.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. You fought us on it back in the woods. That was when the only perspectives we had were yours and mine. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
Yeah, because if the world ends, then he disappears. I suppose, in that case, I understand his concern about her.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
I would like to talk to her.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Let's see. Sorry about last time. I don't know if she'll go for that as well as the Spectre did. She seems a little bit more cunning, more... You know? I get the sense that you're not happy with me. I could give her the blade. That's an interesting move here. It seems like maybe not the right move, but it is interesting that I have that option. Could leave. I'm going to attack you now. If we go that route, I don't think we should give her the warning. Look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes. Maybe that one.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Well, we didn't really apologize. But I do have that option should we want to.
The only mistake I ever made was thinking you would help me. And I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Well, that leaves us at a stalemate.
But unfortunately, I need you if I'm ever going to leave this place.
Can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
It might be a good thing that we called her out on it then.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
But she also still admitted that she needed us to get out of here. I suppose because we're the hero? Why do I have a nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out of here?
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
I don't trust that.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event.
And I think you're a bit right to be.
She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
I don't think we should slay her. I don't think we should give her the blade. We only have one dialogue option left, so let's just do this one right now. I get the sense that you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
The way she's crouched in the corner, though, does remind me a bit of a cornered animal. And the way she speaks, I suppose. Let's keep our blade, but let's leave with her. And see how that goes, maybe. Yeah, because she's already out of the basement. If we turn around, she's probably going to kill us. So I believe this is our only sound option, it feels like to me.
Yes, let's.
She
Come on,
creeps
then.
forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
She has, like, pointy ears as well.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
See, while I don't trust her to not hold a grudge, I do believe, you know, there is fairness in there.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Now, about backstabbing, though. I guess just keep the blade handy.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us.
I don't know if she'd be willing to, but it would be preferable. The cat face.
It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her.
Ooh, sass, I like that, yeah. I like her personality. I think this is a very fun route.
We're armed and she's not. What's she gonna do? Bite us when we're not looking?
Give me just one moment here. Okay, sorry about that. But if we're not looking, she could. She could.
Talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
I'm still not giving her the blade. You first, maybe.
And turn my back on you? Do you think me a fool? Your tricks are one of the only things I've known, and I've learned better by now.
Quick learner, then. Haven't had much time.
Just go first.
Said you're the one who can't leave here without me, which means I hold all the cards. Either you go up first or we stay here, up to you. I don't want to push it. I suppose she does still need us, so we are going to rely on that and we will go first. But do keep that blade handy.
That's right, you're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. You want us to turn around and kill her. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her.
I mean, I'm not opposed.
No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself.
We can, like, scoot. We could, like, crab walk or something like that, right? I guess crab walk would put us at a bit of a disadvantage if she were to attack. It's fine. We can go backwards.
But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing.
Okay.
The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight.
Well, stay here then, I guess. Enjoy the basement.
Together you tumble back down the
Ooh,
uneven
that
stairs,
sounded...
your
Ooh.
body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact.
Oh, she was injured by that too. And the achievement I got was the frog. It was in her nature. If anyone is familiar with the story, The Scorpion and the Frog. I see.
You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back.
Not many people do, I would say. Not many people do.
We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done, if you considered not being like that. Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
Her arm doesn't look right. Both of her arms, I suppose. Be flexible now. I guess. But no, she definitely took down herself as well.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
At the very least, I did try to not. I just overestimated your sense of self-preservation. I can't get up, you broke my back. We were never going to get up those stairs, were we?
The princess lets out a mocking laugh.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned where she'd turn her back on us and I'd say, "Now stab her in the back! Do it now!" And then you'd say something like, "Wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us." And then you would
Sure.
have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. Why didn't you tell us your plan before we agreed to go first? Because then you'd have had to lie to her. And you're a terrible liar. That's not... Okay, that's actually a good point. It would have been a good point if it had actually worked. But it didn't work.
I did try to, I at least tried to get her to go first.
Well, it's not my fault that nobody listened to me.
I guess I should have pushed harder for it.
The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up. Ho ho ho!
Mhm.
So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way.
Mm-hmm.
What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
Very slowly lethal. We probably won't be there to see her die. Aren't we all broken inside? She just like me for real, for real.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really what's going to happen?
Oh, do you see it? Edge of the screen.
Hello? Are you still there?
There goes the
What's
narrator.
next?
He doesn't respond.
I think he's gone.
Mm-hmm. Just us.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
I always feel cold. Oh, there she goes. Did she die there? But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Now, I didn't get this dialogue. I wonder if I accidentally messed something up by hitting new game and load instead of load game. I'll have to look into that off stream. I'll just double check to make sure that we got the Spectre. But, because, yeah, the hero is showing recognition here that I didn't before. I know Ren'Py, I have messed with Ren'Py a little bit, and I believe that's the program that they use for this. I know it has persistent variables, but I might have messed something up a bit. But we'll go with it for now, and then I'll just check off stream to see, make sure we still have the Spectre done. Oh. Now we're very directly talking to the voice. I don't think we've had that before. Most of it is us interacting with other people. Of course, you're scared this is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. Going to be okay, just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared. Going to be okay.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
It's okay.
If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay. It'll be nice. Not every other side is nice, but yours will be.
If you say so, we'll trust you.
Thank you.
Finally, we're going places.
Now, weren't you just hesitant about doing this? You seem eager now. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown? I've grown? The achievement was called the bloat. He was the opportunist, I suppose so. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Yeah, I might have messed up a little bit by selecting new game instead of low game. I did think Luca. It would be a persistent variable, but I'll fix that off screen. That's okay. We are a-okay. I will make sure that we have saved the alternative version of me as well. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Off we go. We're at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much has changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Yes. Different dialogue. What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? I don't know that we need to kill her right now. When all this is done, do you know what you want to do? When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? Let's try that.
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
So maybe we can't do routes over again? After they've made it here? I would be interested to see what happens if we try, though. Maybe we'll do that next. Maybe we'll just see what's happening in the damsel. So it does seem like with the invisible wall comment, maybe just the options aren't there anymore. Yeah, Luca. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel? I liked her. I thought she was fun.
This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart.
Righteous and weathered
Do
heart.
not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
When all this is done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
That's fair. You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met, and I can say thank you or why. We'll be kind. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but they are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them you are a gate to something more, and you are something more than that, too. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me.
Drawn to the edge of the long quiet, I believe... I mean, this is confirmed, but with the Spectre, it's interesting that they have a sense of it. Because the Spectre was talking about how I know this isn't home. I need to go home.
The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Oh. He is very kind. What do you want me to bring you next time? Take your pick. We got a whole menu.
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
That's fair. It's just polite to ask as well, I think. So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
How many more vessels do we need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
It's no burden. I want help. How are we going to kill her, though? I don't... She yearns for the mines. That's the true ending. We get all the routes. We do everything there is to do, and she's like, I know now what my purpose is. Bring me to the mines. I mean, she has a lot of hands. It would be very convenient. No, I wouldn't stop her, I guess. Attack the entity, destroy your body. I'm ready to go back. I don't know, I don't feel particularly inclined to be unkind to her. She hasn't... I mean, maybe in the future she'll be a threat to us, but for now, she just seems like a very gentle entity trying to understand the world.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
We will meet again. Everything goes dark, and you die. And we're back to chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I think we have time for one more route. Let's see, what What would we like to do? I will worry about catching up with the Spectre before. I'll start the beast as well. I don't believe we completed that route. Since it doesn't seem like we sent the beast there. So we will have to check back in there, but breathe the princess. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yes, but that said, I was going to see. Oh no, but we should at least check for the damsel route. It does seem like it just won't have the option, but I would like to be thorough. There is a lot of variety in this game. I would like to be thorough. So we'll just kind of go through our here to instill some doubt in our hero.
Then I guess within so sure.
And if not, then when we get there,
ignore him.
We will proceed into a different route from there.
The interior of the blade is your The door to the basement creaks open, revealing her voice.
Hello?
Don't let...
Yeah, okay. So we've completed both the saving routes, so it just won't let us. That's fair. That's a good way to make sure we're not stumbling into a route that we've already taken, because I will tell you, there are multiple ways to get into routes. So that seems like a pretty good way to prevent any repetition. Should we perhaps... This seems almost witchy, like witch roundy. But if it's still here, there must be something to it. So let's lie and say I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Next voice is the voice of the gambler?
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
Very well.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even try it.
Understood. Hold on, let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's be a bit... Or actually... There's a route we could do. I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a little bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Or do we want the blade? Can I use my butler as collateral? I mean, again, I'm not corporeal. I feel like there would be trouble using me as collateral. I'd be willing to, I guess, but I'm sorry, but I can't. Still worth money, am I? Oh gosh. I can't think. Let's go get the blade. Let's see what happens if we go get the blade. I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up, and it isn't worth the risk to take your word over the potential fate of the world. Well, at least tell her, though.
turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Was he about to tell me to shut the fuck up trying? No, I was not. I was not going to tell you to shut the fuck up. These allegations. You turn the stairs.
So, what? You're going to try and kill me?
Oh.
You'll regret this. I promise you. But go ahead. Run along and get whatever you're planning to get. But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Oh.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Hello.
Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
I don't think I want to see it.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she? You close the door. Behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Let's challenge her. Come on out. Let's just get this over with.
I can wait. I'm very patient.
Well, we know what happens when we venture. So let's wait.
You do your best to patiently wait her out. But eventually, exhaustion starts to set in. Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
Wait till we die. Wait. Yeah, I think I will. We'll just take a little nap. It's fine. Naps never hurt anyone. For all eternity.
You wait for as long as you can, pushing yourself to stay awake and stay vigilant. But you can't outwait someone who's been waiting for as long as she remembers.
We die otherwise. Yeah.
You barely even realize that you've started to drift off. Pain tears you from your sleep.
Hello?
Processes upon you, ripping into your flesh, unnaturally sharp teeth and claws severing arteries and digging into organs. There's nothing to be done. You're already half gone. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yes. It doesn't seem like there's winning the situation, Luca. The beast. Okay, so we're back on this route then, though.
You're on
That's okay, because we didn't finish it last time, really.
At the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
But I will catboy toggle. I said I would.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Yeah, we can try to finish this route since yesterday. Yeah. Or not yesterday, goodness. Listen, again, this forest is in a time loop. My forest, not the game forest. The game forest too, in a way. But I get a bit confused on what day it is at times. Really, what is yesterday when every day is Halloween? I'm glad you enjoy it, Luca. Brought up cat. Okay, what if we just say okay now?
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here. You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything.
Luca.
Though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
Alright, let's go in. Last time we died again, and then we left, but we'll go in. We'll see if we can defeat her this time.
Warning, before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered.
I'm not so sure of that one.
She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Maybe. In we go.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I am gonna check the mirror, because now that we know I selected the wrong option there, I wonder if now it'll change. Let's hear what the hunted has to say about it first.
Because there isn't a mirror. There's a table,
Yeah.
blade
You
sitting
can't
on
see
the
it.
table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. What a strange thing to lie about. Maybe he doesn't see it. Much like he hasn't seen what's already happened.
That seems correct. Let's go on.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone.
Okay, let's take the blade.
You
We
take
know what
the
we're
blade
here
from
for.
the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
And it does seem that the mirror hasn't changed quite yet. But I will keep checking in on it just in case.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes.
Watch your step.
The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager.
Get in there.
You carefully make your way down
Yeah.
the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember,
She's just a princess. She is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from
It's
far.
still so eerie.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Move. Move, move, move. No time to waste.
You run taking a direction on instinct. As you land,
Forgot
you're
about
buffeted
that.
by a gust of air disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on
There
the
she
spot where you
is.
would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs. So she's cut off our escape. Shit, what do we do?
She doesn't go for that. She doesn't want to help us. Nor does she let herself be provoked. I believe we run for the stairs.
She's right there. We have to wait for an opening. That's fair. She'll kill us if we try and run past her.
Oh, so we do have to talk to her a little bit. What do you want?
I want to swallow you whole, and I will get what I want. You have no exit. You have no hope. You live and die by my whims, and my whims alone.
Don't ask her what she wants, just slay her.
I'm waiting.
Is that all the advice you have? We don't even know what she looks like. Some specifics would be very helpful. She's just a princess. Don't overthink it. She's clearly not.
Why? Why do you want to kill
Why does
me?
anything kill anything else? She needs to.
I didn't say I wanted to kill you.
Oh?
It sounds like she wants to do something even worse.
Probably.
What she wants only matters if she wins, and you're not going to let that happen. She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
So last time we did strike back at her, and it seemed that that worked, but it did also kill us. So I'm wondering if we listen to the voice of the hunted here and just focus on survival for now. She will outlast us, though. But there must be something we can do. Let's try to just avoid her for now.
Jungle, barely moving out of the way before the princess surges past you with a speed that makes her practically unseen.
Don't think I can keep this up. Let's confer.
You have to. We at least have to make an opening.
Okay. Let's try to see if we can do that. Okay, fine. Why do you want to eat
I
me?
don't question who I am or what I want. I simply do. To act is always better than to react. To do is always better than to watch.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but you do well to listen to her. Less standing around asking questions, more doing exactly as I say. A tickling sensation rises at the base of your neck.
Oh?
Flee. We can't keep doing this.
Stay alive. We could run for the stairs. I don't feel like that's... Stay alive for now. I'm waiting for the opportunity.
Or maybe she's a little faster. You avoid her slavering jaws, but she manages to graze you, her titanic
that's
momentum
not good.
skinning you along your side. It's like being sideswiped by sandpaper. How is she that fast?
You're bleeding now.
Now she
You
can smell
instinctively
us.
touch your side, testing her claim. It's wet and stings from the gentle touch of your fingertips. A costly mistake. We can't make it again. We will make it again unless something changes. We have to break the pattern. We need more time. She's cutting off our escape.
Our game is nearing its end.
Do I keep trying? I'm not sure what the right move is here. It's bad that we're injured, and even the narrator pointed out that we are slower already. I don't want to bide my time too much because, well... We don't have to kill each other. What if I helped you? What if we left together? If you could get out of here on your own, wouldn't you already have left?
You cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
At least she's upfront about her intentions. She's more tense this time. She means this next blow to be the last. The mere thought of moving again makes your bloodied side ache. We're exhausted. We're bleeding. We're still alive. We owe it to ourselves to move.
I'm not sure. We can't run for the stairs anymore. I guess the only move is to try to move. I feel like we're becoming predictable, though. I'm going to trust the instinct of the hunted, I think. Just because I think hitting her back is still going to... Well, if... Are we going to catch her by surprise, though? But so far, we haven't been fighting back. This is a tough choice. Let's move. I'm not entirely sure. This might kill us. But let's move.
Once again, you avoid the full force of the impact, and once again you are too slow to come away unscathed. You're starting to get tired. You're making mistakes.
Okay.
This isn't working. We have to do something. We have to figure out a plan. Don't plan ahead. Act on the now. All that matters is that we stay alive.
Something has to change.
We can't keep this up much longer. We have to. We keep up or we die.
You're getting slow.
Huh?
She seizes the opportunity,
Oh.
lunging once again from the darkness, fangs bared and claws flashing. She attacks
Yeah, we waited
over
too long.
and over and over, and each time she leaves with a little piece of you.
Maybe I should have the second time just run for it.
It's hard to think, but we have to think. We have to move. It's too late. It's over. She makes her last foray from the dark corners of the room, unhinging her dripping maw, her eyes fierce and full of hunger.
Them chompers, yeah.
You do your best to dive out of the way, and you partially succeed. Partially? Yes. The princess fails to swallow you whole.
Oh.
She only swallows your lower body. That's just as bad. That's worse, even. It's death either way. At least this will be a faster end. You
You look down to see
Oh.
that the dirt between you is strewn with your intestines.
Oh,
trailing
good.
all the way up and disappearing behind her blood-stained teeth. Your legs are nowhere to be seen. You start to go into shock.
Ah.
The princess, bloody saliva dripping from her lips, idly gnaws on what's left of you as you rapidly fade away.
I didn't mean to do that. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
Well, we're not dead, But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
Mm-hmm. Now we're in the den. It's interesting, I feel like...
You're on a path in the wood. That didn't work. We're going in with a plan this time. We're not getting stuck in another loop, just acting on instinct. We're stuck in a big enough loop as it is.
Yeah.
Instinct was
Okay.
keeping us alive. Until it wasn't. So what are we supposed to do? Great, so you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done. So you know more than you're letting on. Yeah, what he said. Of course I do, but believe me, it's in your best interests. The more you know about the princess, the more difficult your task will be. And why is that? Having me explain why would defeat the whole purpose. There are simply some things I'm not allowed to tell you. It's a hard rule. And whose rule is it? Who's telling you to boss us around? We've died twice already, and if you want us to stay alive this time, it's in your best interests to give us an edge. It's my rule, and this conversation is over.
Right. It's interesting that there's a chapter 3 on this route. It doesn't seem to apply to any of the others. Or maybe we just did it in a way that it doesn't. He's still evasive with answers. We did leave last time. Okay, what's the plan?
She spent as much time as she could in the shadows. So we're gonna draw her out.
Right.
She's fast. And she's clever. We're clever too. So this time we're not gonna let her cut off our escape. We're gonna lead her to the stairs ourselves.
Okay,
A lot easier
I'm
to deal
following.
with her once we can actually see what she is. But you already know what she is. She's a princess. Yeah, right. A princess we couldn't see, and one that had big, sharp teeth too. How about you stick to describing things and we'll stick to doing our job?
Yeah.
Sharp teeth.
No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Let's see this through.
You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do.
I do.
Alright, we've been over the plan. Goad her out of the shadows. Make her show herself.
Mm-hmm.
If she doesn't want to be seen, we'll figure out a way to make it happen. And if that doesn't make her any easier to fight, it will. It's always easier to fight what you can see, no matter how big or toothy she might be.
No element of surprise. I agree with that.
The interior is dark and
Oh?
overgrown. Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Of course that damn mirror's back, and of course he's not saying anything about it. Why is it following us? What are you talking about? There is no mirror. It's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us. Then either way, we need to investigate. Might as well get started.
I was about to say, there's no door to the basement here, but
Yes.
suppose it's just
the steel
hidden.
claw.
Hidden.
You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Odds are we'll need it.
Thanks for not putting us in a bad spot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take a look.
You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair. Haven't you been paying attention? We're not hesitating. This supposed hole is blocked by that old mirror. That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually. It went away after we reached out to it last time. Might as well try wiping it clean again. What's the harm?
Sure.
You reach forward and wave your hand over the open hole leading to the basement. See? Nothing. Tricks of the eye. No one sense can be trusted on its own. You step forward into the darkness. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend. It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs, no entity threatens violence or pleads for safety. Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
Understood. Immediately go, we should talk. We'll be quiet. We'll be quiet.
You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed. Stay on your toes. We take a step into the shadows, and as soon as she moves, we jump back, make her follow. From there, we trap her in the tunnel, draw her out of the cabin, whatever it takes to get her out of her element. Then we're safe.
I wouldn't quite say saved, but we'll be on more equal footing. Let's lure her.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement. That's right. Keep steady. Don't let your nerves get the better of you.
We've got this.
There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. But you've already started your swift escape. That's stage one. Now stay focused. You dive into the tunnel and begin scrambling up towards the cabin. You hear her behind you, claws raking at the dirt, chains rattling, breaths hot and heavy with the effort of the ascent.
It's good we have claws in this situation. Makes it a little bit easier to crawl.
The sounds are coming slower now. The breaths pained and stuttering.
Oh?
You no longer sense frantic motion behind you in the tunnel. You risk a glance.
This wasn't part of the plan.
She is a broad and sickly creature.
Oh.
Her withered and emaciated flesh clinging to bones too large to fit in the narrow space. She managed to squirm her way into the tunnel in pursuit, but now she's stuck, incapable of either moving towards you or returning to the open darkness of the
This is even better than we had planned.
So that's what she's become. She wasn't like this when we started. Was she? No, she wasn't. Looking at her makes me feel sad.
Does it?
Yeah. Now that we can see her, she doesn't feel like much of a threat at all.
I still feel a little bit threatened. I don't know.
Her eyes look up.
Oh,
at
now I
yours,
don't.
wide, pleading. Come back, you can imagine them saying. Don't leave me here. But you shouldn't listen to the sad eyes of a vanquished enemy. She wants nothing more than to change places with you.
We will follow through on our plan, but I do see the sadness a little bit more. Cornered animal. You know.
If you want us to ignore her, then why would you tell us any of that wide, pleasing eyes begging for mercy business to begin with? All it does is make us feel conflicted.
Good call, hero.
I'm merely describing things as they are. It's not my fault that her eyes had something to say, even if that something was a ploy, which, if I might stress, I pointed out to you.
He's just a writer, it's fine, I get it. Sometimes you have to be a little bit more descriptive.
What should we do about her anyway? Can she still end the world like this?
Just leave her here then.
She hurts. We should help. We did bring the blade. Maybe we should use it. Splendid idea. You have a job to finish, and this is the perfect opportunity to finish it. Or maybe we should try and talk to her. That's a terrible idea. Your first one was better.
Yeah, she is very... She's cute here. Do we talk? I mean, she's in a bit of a bind. We always have the option to turn and slay her, but I don't know. I know I said we'd follow through, but I'm a bit unsure now. Let's talk, and then if we must, we can still slay her, I feel like.
You cautiously make your
Don't
way closer to the
get
princess,
closer to her, though.
eyes avoiding yours with the silent resignation of a defeated predator.
Oh? Well, hello there. But you don't get the opportunity to speak to her, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns. So I suppose we've won.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
I am a little curious about what she would have said. I do wish we would have gotten the chance to speak with her, but... Yep, they yoinked her.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
That's okay.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Shh, it's okay.
Weeks of death. You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
If you say so, we'll trust you. I'd like to be somewhere nice.
You'll be somewhere nice.
Feels too good to be true.
What? I'm trying to be comforting. Yoinked into the bussy cave? What? Okay, let's approach the mirror. We'll see if we have changed at all. You approach the mirror. Look in. Look on in. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Oh. You've withered. We are starting to rot. It looks like moss or algae. We've withered. Do not go into the cave. Find yourself in the long quiet once again. We're at the cabin. Oh, and we get a little bit of a clearer shot here, I believe, on what this princess looks like.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
This is why I told you to take a shower. Wait, why? Oh, this princess's design is very cool. I can't take a shower anyways, I'm a ghost. I don't have any scent. The water just goes through me. It is a little bit convenient. I don't like being out in the rain, so if it were to ever rain in the forest, which the weather doesn't change, so I suppose it wouldn't, I don't have to worry about that. Oh, growing mold. I see.
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Well, then it's not all of you. You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist? What? I mean, I guess we'll choose that one, but I do feel like contradictions exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitude.
The writing on this game is so well done.
I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
In the natural world, there are no contradictions. I suppose that is true. Yeah, I guess thinking about it. Like, thinking about existence as a whole. How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
We might contradict ourselves, but that's because we defy the natural order. Yeah. What do you think of this vessel? She's a little bit monstrous, but it's a very cool design.
This one is consumed by instinct. A predator pushing those around her to adapt. She will make for a bold heart.
We all need a little boldness now and then.
She wishes me to devour you.
Oh.
To make you a part of myself. But she is only a voice. Do not mourn her, for she is part of something greater.
Doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse? I mean, I wouldn't say the damsel was hurting either of us. It wasn't a healthy dynamic, but... Well, I guess I was hurting her in that sense. But I don't know, she is a creature of perception, so I guess, yeah, that is on us a bit. I see.
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. You're torturing me and I hate it. I think I hate you. This is an interesting response, but... No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you. I don't really hold a grudge towards any of the princesses, at least so far. Maybe in the moment, but... Like with the beast, we were kind of chasing after her as well. As a whole.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Every step means something. Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Have you figured out yet what you want when we're finished? Probably no.
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
You still not care?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
I like her. That said, I don't think a preference is a burden. It is consideration. This is, I think, the same as last time, but...
Do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets.
the dialogue is a little bit different.
My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
I'm grateful. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
That comes across a little bit as, stop asking, I don't know. I don't want to attack her. I'm partial to her as of right now, but I do wonder what destroy your body does. I wonder if we're slowly getting corrupted in some way that is gonna make us attack her anyways. I'm not really sure. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes fuck and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Alright, well, we are reaching our wrap-up time, so I am gonna go ahead and switch back over to our just chatting screen. We'll call it there for today. We got through a couple routes, which is nice. But let's go over there. We're over here now. Very good game. I do have to fix my little mess up there just to make sure everything is kind of fitting the way it was before. But I will do that off screen. I'll try to... Oh, I'm on screen lighting. I will try to do the Spectre route again. I will copy the exact same choices that we made last time. And we'll get her in there as well. And I will also make sure not to skip over any new dialogue from the entity. So probably what I will do is restart, do everything in the order that we've done it, and then just kind of wait to finish the last route so that we can see the new dialogue from there. Fitting that the cat boy would make a mess. Yeah. Listen, I do break things sometimes. But yes, very excited to play this game. In case you didn't know, we will actually be playing it tomorrow as well. So if you would like to see a continuation of it right away, that will be tomorrow. But yeah, very good game, still very enjoyable. I really admire how good the writing is. I really, this really strikes me with inspiration, I guess. It's okay, I'll just lower your salary. No! No. But yeah. Very good game. I'm so excited to be streaming with everyone today. I know it was only 3 days, but I miss my chat. I miss my trick-or-treaters. So thank you for coming by. Thank you for joining. I hope everyone enjoyed the game. And I suppose I will look for someone to raid while I'm kind of chatting. But yes, very, very good. I am curious, I guess, to see where all of this is leading. And there are some routes that we haven't done quite yet that I'm also pretty excited for, that I'll show you guys when the time comes. But let's see who we should raid. Let's see. There's a clown VTuber. How about a clown VTuber? I think we'll do that. We'll just say hi. That seems good to me. Let me actually pull up my raid message as well. I gotta remember to do that more consistently. Oh, and yes, as far as commands go, I do have it in my title. I think I mentioned at the start of the stream, but I do have a socials command as well now. We also still have our Yippee, we have Look. So if you enjoyed this, again, we will be back with this tomorrow starting at the same time. So the best way to do for that is to follow me and watch for the notification. But I also do have my socials there if you guys would like to follow me on there. I am going to right away work on uploading more of my VODs to YouTube. I do have the Haunt the House one, which has a little bit scuffy audio because I still have that mistake with the filter, but I'll hopefully be getting the rest of them out right away. I'm really gunning it to make those as soon as possible, or to publish those as soon as possible. Clown, are you rating me? I would if you were streaming, but not for Clown. I should actually start the raid. But yeah, I hope to see you all tomorrow. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. And thank you again for joining me. Oh, I still haven't started the raid. My goodness. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, thank you again so much. It was good to see you. Sorry that this just chatting segment is a little bit less chatty than I normally am. I'm starting to get a little bit eepy. Not gonna lie, you might have been able to tell my energy was low. I'm not sure why, but it's okay. We will start fresh tomorrow. We will be all good to go tomorrow. So I will see you guys around, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you guys again for watching. Thank you guys as always for watching. Power low. Oh no. Thank you guys. Goodbye everyone.